15 months after violence began in Manipur, there's a resurgence of the conflict between two ethnic communities being witnessed in the state. Several students as well as security personnel got injured as they clashed in Imphal. Student protesters have tried marching towards the governor's house but were stopped by security forces. They even pelted stones, prompting security forces to resort to firing of tear gas shells to bring the situation under control and disperse protesters. As per Manipur police, the protesters are pressing for their demands to remove the DGP and security advisor for the state government. Amidst tensions, the state government has decided to impose a curfew in 3 districts: Imphal East, Imphal West and Thoubal. Internet services have also been suspended in 5 valley districts. Times Now is on the ground, tracking the situation in capital Imphal. Here's a glimpse of what happened earlier in the day.
And once again, heavy tear shells are being lobbed on students to disperse them. You can see this cloud, this area has been totally filled with smoke cloud because the students were attempting to move towards Raj Bhavan once again when the police had to once again start throwing tear shells on the other side of the students. The students here is studying something. The tear shell has just exploded right now. The police team is trying to disperse them. But amidst that, we have seen that how the students have been throwing stones on the police team on the other side. Police, which is camping here, has been continuously shelling tear shells. Vimal. You can see that after many tear shells being lobbed by the police officers, now the students have come here with these metal blocks, and these stones are being thrown on the police team. The impact is such that since more than half an hour, this area is filled with tear shells. What rapid action forces have also been trying to do is to keep these student protesters away.
Collecting the various evidences in the form of various drones that we have picked up, and also all the forensic kind of things that are left behind at the bombing sites by a forensic team. And we will be most likely handing over these very important cases to national investigating agencies. We have recovered all those bomb fragments and all those things. So when it is sent to the forensic lab, all the chemicals that are used, all those things and many other things will be detected.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining us for more on the situation in Manipur, we have former Deputy Chief Minister and former DGP of Manipur, Mr. Yumnam Joykumar Singh. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Let me begin by asking you about the resurgence of violence in Manipur. How is this impacting daily life for the people of Imphal and the people of Manipur?
As far as the situation regarding the violence in Manipur is concerned, it is still pretty bad. Even today, I was going to a studio from my place, and the roads were all blocked and all these things, the students, the women folk, etc. And so now things have quietened. The police have been able to remove most of those boys and the women folk. So things have, as of right now, things have settled. But I think this will take some days, at least, to bring to the normalcy.
No, despite what we've seen, the Chief Minister come out and say in terms of normalcy, assuring that everything would be restored to normal, the violence is continuing. What is the underlying cause of the resurgence of this violence in your view?
Well, I think he had said that within 6 months he will restore the normalcy. Whether it's 6 months, I think probably he said within 4 months 4 months, normalcy is coming. He said blah, 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 all this. Now, saying is something, and converting into action is something else. And as things has developed, I mean, it was just only a claim. Nothing of that sort happened. Attack by the cookies through drone and the use of missiles. That was the ultimatum in a way, in a sense. Earlier, there was exchange of fire and all these things, which took place, but still people, particularly from the Meitei side, people took it. But the latest attack through drone and through missiles, this has made the people living in the valley, particularly the Meiteis, but it's not only the Meiteis, the other ethnic groups other than Meiteis, they also felt quite panicky about the situation.
And also the state now has ordered, suspending the internet for 5 days from 3 p.m. today until 3 p.m. on September 15th, as 11 people have been killed in different incidents of violence in the state since the 1st of September. Of course, as you mentioned, students leading massive protests in valley areas, particularly Thobal and Imphal. Looking at the gravity of the situation, will you support the imposition of president's rule in the state?
Well, actually, as far as what you are mentioning is president rule, I think if it had been imposed in the state 6 months or 8 months back, I think things would have come into normalcy by now. It has not been done. So what seems to be the problem is that at least you have to have a few things. See, the cookies, they say they don't want to. One thing, let me say this much, that this problem cannot be sorted out by annihilating the cookies or annihilating the Meiteis. You can't solve it by killing all the cookies or all the Meiteis, which is impossible. The only solution is through negotiation, by coming to the talking tables. That is, but one condition the cookies are placing is that they will not have any talk unless and until Biren is removed. That's a problem. Now, for whatever reason, he still continues, and the stalemate still continues. The only way, towards normalcy will be talk, and here the central government needs to play an important role. Let me give you this example. There was this thing, about a few months back. There was the problem of the burial of those who have been killed since May 3rd. Of the cookies. They wanted to bury it at a place near Choasampu, known as Torbung Bangla. Torbung Bangla happened to be a place where the Meiteis had settled. After that May 3rd, Meiteis have run away, and all the houses have been burnt. Thereafter, ground had been leveled, and the cookies had planned to bury all those who have been killed in that place. So there were lots of tension and all this. The central government called the cookie leaders and told them not to carry out the burial there. They came back, they did not do it, and things settled quietly.
Now, you've been the DGP in the state. What do you think is a solution to calm the violence that is taking place?
No, actually, basically, as far as this violence, particularly in the valley area, is concerned, this can be handled, and this has to be handled by the Manipur police, and tactfully, and with understanding, and with seriousness. That is what is required. Let me tell you, this kind of protest and all this thing had taken place during my time as DGP, but somehow I had the advantage of being a Meitei, being a local. That may be one of the things. And unfortunately for Rajiv, he's an outsider, even though he belonged to the Manipur Tripura cadre, but he never had served on the Manipur part of of this cadre. That's why he did not have much of a knowledge of what are the functioning, what are the problems of Manipur. But then he has got a number of officers who have had served under me also, who knows about the problem also. So these are the sort of things, as far as this law and the order and the protest by the students, etc. This needs to be handled by primarily by the Manipur police.
You've addressed that issue, sir, but let me ask you, a former Indian Army soldier was killed after he accidentally crossed into a buffer zone between the Kuki and the Meitei areas. Now, the question that many are asking is this, that this particular soldier, a resident of Motbang in Kangpokpi district, was discovered by officials in the morning. The question that's being asked that even though this person was a Havaldar in the Assam regiment and he inadvertently drove into the buffer zone, the larger question is whether the administration has lost control. Has the state machinery proven to be ineffective? So the questions are now being raised on the role of the state government in pacifying and controlling the situation.
As far as you have asked a very pertinent question, the state government's role in controlling this situation, etc., or you are talking about the buffer zone, etc., is totally, I'll say that as of right now, totally it is non-existent. It has not been able to. Unfortunately, the state force, the Manipur police, which was quite professional during my time, somehow over the years it has lost its professionalism, and today it is not able to really have all this control, etc. Now there is still need to use the state force, reinforced by some other force like, for example, CRPF, BSF, etc., but not the Assam Rifle. Somehow the other, and the belly, Assam Rifle, there are lots of trust deficit with the Assam Rifle. So they may be kept as a standby, but use the CRPF, use the BSF, and put the Manipur police in front and the control.
Yeah.
And they say the buffer zone you are talking, in which one of one of the servicemen was found, his body was found. It is very close to the belly area. Unfortunately, this is an area where if you cross it, it comes into the Meitei area. If you cross on the other side is the Kuki area. There have been instances where the Meitei youths and the Meitei individuals had crossed and they lost their lives. And so it is not the first time that this thing happened. Maybe if the person was known to be a serviceman, maybe things might have been different, but I'm not very certain whether the area in which he is ventured and the people whom he had met, whether they knew him to be a serviceman or not. But the problem exists of the danger of losing life if you enter the buffer zone.
Yeah, no, because what you're saying is very significant, because soon after the Lok Sabha elections, we've seen the Chief Minister in an interview saying that the working style has to change. Central forces must actively support the state government's initiatives and help convince original tribal people that the government is not against them. What does this statement imply in terms of the state and centre coordination in handling of the crisis in Manipur?
The time is for everyone to pull together and see that the problem is sorted out, problem is settled. In this, Congress also can play an important role. Will play, my party, NPP will also play the role required, and the BJP also should play. The most important is the BJP. BJP, as all we know, you are also aware, is center में BJP है, यहाँ में भी BJP है, and most of those 10 MLAs, Kuki MLAs, most of them are BJP MLAs or supporting the BJP government. So there should not be any problem of communication with them and all this. So here, my suggestion and my request, and through this, my request to the appeal to the central government is that please play the role required of the central government, and let's make a determined and a serious effort to sort out this matter.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Yumnam Joykumar Singh, for joining us and sharing with us that very, very important perspective and a calming message that the need is for talks. All the stakeholders of whichever communities, whichever political parties will have to sit down at the table and talk. That's ultimately the only solution for the situation that currently exists in Manipur. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this evening.